All right, and good morning. This is a Sunday morning, early March or late March actually. Today's the day I get to show you my new how my new Cope Racing reverse manual valve body works in the Duster. I got it in yesterday and took her for a short ride, but I'm going to take you guys along today and show you a little about it. I got it. I ordered it a couple weeks ago. It came pretty quick. I ordered it on a Friday, so I had to wait through the weekend. I think it came on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I had already had my car up on jack stands and most things pulled apart. So I got the new one. I was going to put it in last weekend. I ran into a small snafu. It wasn't a big deal. So I ended up waiting till this weekend to put it in. It took me maybe about an hour to do everything, to put the new one in, all that. I ran into a little trouble with my parking pawl, but it was just an E-clip. I left the parking pawl in. I pulled it off the old valve body before I took it out of the transmission. I've seen where guys, you know, wiggle and move the axle around trying to get that thing out. I just ended up just pulling the E-clip. It was real simple. It just slides right out. In case any of you have ever seen that, I might have recorded that in my video that's going to be part of this. But anyways, hooked everything up. No big fancy gate shifter or nothing like that. I'm just using my standard column shifter, which, by the way, you can use. Let me start this thing up and let her warm up a little bit. She's sitting in the garage. It's a little cold. The weather's a little cold this weekend. Of course, winter decided to come back in mid-Michigan, so, or southern Michigan where I live. But I got it all in, got it all hooked up. I took it for a ride. I love it. It's like night and day, and it's definitely leveled up this car. I want you guys to just go for a quick ride with me. I'll run it through the gears a couple of times and show you how it shifts and stuff like that. I had mentioned before, I don't know if I had actually recorded it a few times. I've taken some rides and made some recordings. I don't know if I posted them yet. It was shifting funny. Felt like something wasn't working right on the upshift. It didn't shift right in automatic anyways. I could never get that kick down to work right. And when I would shift it in manually, it would drag between first and second gears. Some people said it was the bands. Some people said it was some other stuff. I decided I'm just going to get rid of that whole thing with the governor and the shift downshift and all that stuff. I'm just going to go with this manual valve body and see how she runs. And I really like how it runs. And so we'll take you for a ride. Like I said, I'm shifting on the column. You can do that if you want to. You can buy this valve body, throw it in, and use your original shift linkage, which is awesome. A lot of people probably wonder, you know, I even wondered, do I have to buy a gate shifter and all that crap? You don't have to. I think it's safer if you do, because I think if you have one of those gate shifters, it has its own detents and it only lets you pull it so many times or into each gear, where the column, you are definitely relying on the detents in the valve body, which is just a little ball, so you can blast through it if you're not careful. I suspect if you're, you know, in the throes of tearing through it, you know, hammering it down, you can actually shift from first to third real easy, and you can upshift right into first gear, which is probably a little scary because you don't want to do that in these cars. First gear goes into first gear, and this has the I forget what it's called right now, where it will break the engine braking in it. You know, it's so. All right, let's see if we can take her for a ride. I think it's probably a little bit warmer than just sitting cold, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'll show you how it runs. I bought was a trans brake. I didn't get the billet servo or anything with it yet. I may take care of some of that stuff this summer when the weather's warmer. Like I said, you know, winter decided to come back, which sucks. Thought spring was here finally. Anyways, shifted into first gear. There's first gear. And it won't shift out until you drop it down, so second is second. It goes right in, where before there was a drag. First, second, right in. Stop before you upshift, because it will let you know that you're shifting into first from second. Right down, right into it. No dragging, no nothing. It took care of that. So that had to be something that had to do with that valve body. The governor listening to it, or you know, it listening to the governor or whatnot. Feels great. The car feels just 100 times better than it used to. I'm still in third. It's just gonna stay in third when you're kind of just cruising around like this. It feels much more comfortable. Before I put the valve body in, I'm just driving through a neighborhood, and I could be cruising along at 25 miles an hour, and it would just drop down into first gear, which I didn't like. Now it stays into third, where it's supposed to stay. Back into first. I haven't done any hard driving in it at all, you know, just once or twice down the main road. Haven't hammered it, you know, from a dig in second gear or anything like that. Supposedly that's okay as long as you're not doing that all the time. I don't know if it hurts the clutches or anything. But it goes right in. Love that. I love how it just goes right into gear. Feels so good. I'm just doing some leisurely driving here. I'm not getting crazy or nothing. Back up into first. It ain't got the biggest power in the world, but it definitely makes the car feel much more responsive. Much more responsive. I wasn't flooring it or nothing. It was just, you know, giving it a little rip, that's all. suggest doing this if you want your car, especially these old cars with these old transmissions, if you want it to be a little more fun to drive. This is definitely a great upgrade. It just feels so good. It's very cool. I'm super stoked that I pulled the trigger and bought this. It's easy to change if you have any mechanical ability whatsoever. You know, I bought a little torque wrench from Harbor Freight to adjust the rear band, which was super simple to do. Finding the right socket for it was a pain in the butt. I ended up ordering one off of Amazon. It's just a 5/16 8-point. Because, you know, of course, nobody has anything in their kit that will fit it because it's a square bolt. I'm pulling out in second gear here, which feels pretty good. Doesn't feel like it hurts anything to do that. Yeah, I love it, man. Totally love it. It feels great. Super happy I did what I did. Watch, it'll go right into third. Right there, right into third. I can really feel it when I'm, you know, now that I hammered on it, you can really feel how good it shifts into gear. Like I said, I even chirped the tires there. This car, you know, still needs some tweaking and tuning to get it to running like a beast that it should run like, but this is definitely, this valve body has definitely helped big time. Taking off in second gear again. Watching a video where John Cope was saying that, you know, you'll have to get a deeper pan to run it, but it might have been for a different style. This one, the pan bolted right up. It's obviously working. If it was not, yeah, I'd probably know by now. It seems fine. It's a nice Sunday morning and nothing. You know, it's cool out here. It's in the 30s, I think, or low 30s, and I'm running about 180 on my temp. So I'll take off in second. Feels fine. That feels really good. Not even hitting it hard. I just took off at a normal, you know, quarter gas on the throttle. Okay. Yeah, I'm in love. I'm in love with it, man. You know, sometimes you buy a part, you spend a bunch of money, and it just doesn't do what you want it to do. Or that you hope, you know, you have expectations. Oh, I get this new carburetor and the engine's going to run like a top. You know, obviously you're dreaming a little bit, but results like you hope you want to see. A lot of times you find out, oh, great, now I need this and that. Before you know it, you spend $1,000 trying to get that small $250, $300 part to work. This seems to be, you know, it feels good. Like I said, I didn't buy, you know, John Cook suggests that you get a couple more parts for this. He said that this thing will work fine without it, but there's a couple things you should get. Of course, I'm at a loss for words as to what that part is. It's the servo. Suggest you get a billet one with this spring to make sure that feels good. But he says it's not absolutely necessary. I don't think it is. Give her a little. I'm just cruising the neighborhood. I don't want to get too, you know, crazy. There's always a car right behind you, or somebody walking their dog or something. This neighborhood is pretty alive, so you know, nothing worse than a 50-something-year-old guy tearing around in his 55-year-old car, making a bunch of noise, peeling out at every stop sign. Tends to get frowned upon around here. I gotta take it easy. It's funny, this is the same neighborhood I used to kick around in when I was 16. Back then I did peel out around every corner and make all kinds of noise, and I remember all the neighbors always yelling at me back then, so I don't want to get a bad reputation, have the cops showing up wondering what I got parked in my garage. It's just so old hoopty, but you know how it is. You gotta be careful. We'll take it out at first again. Yeah, I can see where the gate shifter would be better. I think that time I think I shifted it past second. I'm in second now, but I feel a little funky, like my car's leaning. I hope my tire's not getting low. Oh, feels swishy. I better look out the door to see when I get to the light or the stop sign up here. Running out of air. No, looks good. Sure looks okay. Take her up the main road one more time and then take it in and put it in the garage. It's still cruising at just a tiny bit above 180 on the top. is one of the things. Still running its slant 6 torsion bars. You can really tell going around corners. She dips and swivels and all that stuff because there's just no front suspension. Everything's probably original in it. Luckily, front end feels pretty good compared to a lot of these older guys that I've driven. But yeah, that snap 2, man, oh, I love that. Snaps right into second gear. I dig it. I hope you guys dug the little ride. There'll be more to come. Yeah, I don't like to do anything too radical in this car because it is a dinosaur. You know, don't want to be getting stupid in it, because if I get stupid in it, I'll end up on a curb or something, and I don't want to do that. I know all too well. I've seen too many videos of people doing stupid stuff like that. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Highly suggest buying one of these valve bodies. I'm not endorsing anybody, but this, you know, I got this off of Cope CRT. It seems to be great. I love it. I can only imagine what this thing would do behind a 500 horsepower car. You know, this is just a small block 340, nothing special. Probably puts out less horsepower than when it was brand new, the way I built it. So, yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.